Okay, everybody, welcome. I'm Dara Connolly, and in this video, I wanted to give you some tools on how to prevent bullying at work. I have been doing this for the past 15 years. I started as, my training is in women's studies, and I went through a period of time where I was teaching martial arts. I owned several martial arts schools. And would train women on sexual assault prevention, and decided to take this into my own program to create bullying and sexual assault prevention because I wanted to do more than just physical training. You can learn more about my work at daraconnolly.com. I've been endorsed by police and therapists nationwide. And now in this video, if you stay till the end, I will give you bonus ninja skills on how to prevent the workplace bully. This is something that's such a hot topic. And also how to be a proactive bystander to help the bully. Many people are having issues of bullying at work, not just kids. We hear the word bullying and we think, oh, that's schoolyard stuff. I just had somebody yesterday say that to me. Over 60% of people are experiencing workplace bullying. It's very real. You can call it discrimination, harassment, whatever word you want to use, but if you are being bullied, let's first review what bullying is so we don't get confused. If you have somebody who is mistreating you, whether it's verbally, emotionally, however, and there's a power dynamic in the relationship, boss to employee, could be man to female, higher worker to lower subservient worker. If there's a power dynamic and it happens more than once for a period of time, it is bullying. Bullying is not the same as conflict resolution. Conflict resolution is when two people disagree and there's an issue and you want to work it out. But if there's a power dynamic in there and the person is mistreating you and using harsh language or really controlling your emotions, then that turns into bullying. And actually both of these, this is really good timing, both of these are addressed in my Jerky Johnny workbook to specifically help women prevent everyday bullies and harassment. This is available on Amazon. Please reach out and get this while you can, because this will give you day-to-day activities to do to stop the bully. Because if you're in a workplace environment, please do not tolerate it. Do not think that if I'm just quiet, I can just put my head down and get my work done and ignore it. It's not going to go away. Or maybe eventually I'll change into a different position in the company. If I don't make a big stink, I just do my work and go home. It's no big deal. Because what's happening is, it is affecting your emotional and psychological state, because this is a lot to take on. If somebody's abusing you, you should not ignore it. It's very damaging to be the victim of bullying. In fact, if you were in front of me and you were being bullied at a meeting, or I'm watching you be bullied at work, the psychological damage also happens to me too, because I'm witnessing it. It is such a big deal that I do not want you to ever tolerate it or think that you did anything to deserve it or anything like that. And if that's how you feel, please reach out to me for one-on-one empowerment coaching, and I want to help take that thought out of your scope completely. Bullies, or people who do this, are good at what they do, and they're looking for somebody that they can bully. So the way you can stop it is at the very first time they bully you, because they're testing you. They want to see, oh, did you know when I gave that little snark remark to you? Are you going to tolerate that? Are you going to let me manipulate you like that? Little things they do. I remember one of my first jobs, I was working in corporate. I had on this really professional shirt, and like skirts were big in the day. It's like a skirt short thing. It was very professional, looked cute. And my boss actually said to me, why don't you go home and put on a pretty little dress for the meeting? I don't like that outfit. And I was only there a few weeks, and I was like, what? And I even questioned her, said, what's wrong with my outfit? This is professional, this is perfect. And she actually bullied me, and I went home and I listened to that jerk. And when I did that, I failed the test, because then she went on to continue manipulating me. And she was known as a corporate bully, and eventually got her ass fired for that mistreatment. Do not ever put up with somebody bullying you. And if you can stop the treatment at the very first time. So let's talk about how to do that. How do bullies work? Well, maybe they're mistreating you verbally, or they're excluding you from meetings, or excluding you from learning information about your job to perform your job better. If that's happening to you, I want you to keep a track of it. Keep a record of the meeting you're being excluded from, who is there, what did they talk about. Get a coworker, find out the details, send that to your boss and say, I really should have been present at this meeting. This is talking about my topics, my projects. CC HR, CC another hire manager, and make sure you're collecting this documentation. That's really important. I talk about that again in my workbook of how to build your case to stop the bully. Very strategic things to do, because you do not want to get emotional. Do not just shoot off a note back and say, why didn't you let me go to that meeting? That was wrong. Or when you see him or her in the hallway, snap off some remark. Be very careful and put everything in writing and document it factually, not emotionally. Keep your emotions out of it. Also, similarly, you may have a boss or a higher up person that you work for who tries to pull you into a last minute meeting with no warning, so they can get you off guard. They get you while you're unprepared and then say, see how unprepared you are? And they put that in your performance review. If that's happening to you, what I want you to do is, again, document it and send an email saying, next time I need to be better prepared for the meeting. I would like you to set up a meeting and put it on so we could schedule it on my calendar and let me know what topics will be covered in the meeting so I'm better prepared. Keeping track of this by email is important to cover your ass, because the bully's trying to show that you're not performing well. So if you continue to be a top performer and do your job well and keep track of the things that are happening to you, the mistreatments that are happening to you, you're likely to have a better case with this. And again, I do one-on-one coaching if you want help with this, or check out Connolly.com for my upcoming workshops, because I am so adamant about preventing these jerks from doing this, and a lot of people put up with it. I'm hearing a lot recently in the tech world, because they may not be people who are good communicators or learn good management skills of how to run a team, and so they throw projects at people and they're harassing the way they speak to them. But that's not okay. Just because your manager is not learning good people skills, you should not tolerate abuse. Do not ever tolerate abuse. And if you shut it down at the very first time they do it, you're more likely to be successful. If you're in a group dynamic, so this is a bystander thing of how you can help prevent this. Let's say you're in a meeting and you hear another employee trash somebody else's idea and it's a really rude comment. I want you to be very direct and specific in how you speak up, and notice how I say it. So for example, John gives a report about Jane and is bashing her, and you see her being dejected and feel that abuse. What I want you to say is, hey John, I noticed that you're yelling. Use his name. When you raise your voice, it makes it hard for the rest of us to feel collaborative, and you're shutting down our ideas. Maybe going forward, you can try keeping your voice down so we can all get through this brainstorming process successfully. Using their name, being very direct of what you noticed that they did, not placing blame by saying, hey John, when you did that, you were wrong, or don't put emotions into it. Just say, I noticed you were yelling, state the facts. And then tell them why this is upsetting. When you raise your voice, it makes it hard for us to contribute to the meeting, again, factually, and then give a next step of what you want them to do. Maybe next time going forward, you can try to keep your voice down so we can all get through this process successfully. This is a strategy that I use in here. I call it the DISC system. Again, the Jerky Johnny workbook will help you learn how to do these tools, and it'll become second nature. You will just have these things rattle off, and it'll teach you what to say and then what to do after you say it. And when you do that in front of everybody, now what you did is create witnesses, which is another strategy to prevent bullies. Because now the whole team saw that you called him out on that crap that he did, and so you created witnesses of what the bully just did. So it's important to not just be an active bystander, but to bring people in, so you are creating alliances and witnesses to show that this person is mistreating somebody. Getting everybody involved is important. And also helps your other employees feel comfortable speaking up, and they're gonna be like, hey, thank you for doing that, because we all felt that. We felt that bad energy, and thank you for speaking up and being the one to speak up. So always, again, to recap, be direct, use their name, give them a specific thing of what they did that was wrong, that bothered you, and there's ways to say that, and I didn't get into it in this video. You can watch my other videos, or again, check out the Jerky Johnny workbook, and I'll give you, oh gosh, there's at least 5-10 ways of how to speak up and make that effective. and then also give them an action step of what you want them to do next. So I like to keep these videos under 10 minutes because I know your time is valuable. If you want to learn more, please click the subscribe button. Check out my upcoming workshops or events at daraconnolly.com, or at least check out the Jerky Johnny workbook. It has so many tools here to help you. It's actually really easy to go through too, and I've tested this on women that I've been working with for a long time, and it's helped them save their jobs. But the bottom line is, do not tolerate bullying. Do not think it'll change, because it most likely won't. And if you're not ready to leave that position and get away from the bully, because how do you know the next job is going to have one? Actually, I have a video on that too. Avoid next bully boss. You want to fix it, and the way you fix it is handling it the very first time they bully you. So please click subscribe, and until we meet again, be empowered.